My name is Sarah, and by the age of 32, I had built a thriving $20 million business without ever earning a college degree. 4 years I quietly supported my family financially while they dismissed my career choices as just an internet thing. Everything came to head at my dad's birthday dinner last month when he called me uneducated trash and ordered me out of his house. What he didn't know was the true extent of my success, and the look on his face 3 weeks later was worth every tear I had shed. I grew up in a traditional middle-class neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio. My dad, Richard, was an accountant, and he believed a college degree was the only legitimate path to success. My mom, Carol, silently agreed, while my siblings, Michael and Emily, followed the conventional path. I was different. From age 10, I was running elaborate lemonade stands, and by 13, I was fixing neighbors' computer for cash. My parents saw this as cute hobbies, not a future. Sarah needs to focus on academics. My dad would insist at dinner, these games won't pay the bills. High school was challenging. I maintained decent grades but spent my free time devouring business books and launching an online store selling custom phone cases. The structured environment of community college, which I militantly attended, felt like a cage. The business courses were outdated, taught by professors who had never run a company. After one semester, I dropped out. The argument with my parents was explosive. "You are throwing your life away," my dad shouted. "No child of mine will be a college dropout, working minimum wage jobs forever." At 19, I left with only $2,000 in saving. Those first months were brutal. I rented a tiny studio in a questionable neighborhood and survived on ramen, working 18 hours days to build my e-commerce platform. My first 3 business attempts failed completely. I lost money on a dropshipping venture, burned out from enterprising my social media services, and couldn't scale my handmade jewelry business. But each failure taught me a vital lesson that no college courses could provide. The turning point came when I met a mentor named Eleanor at a networking event 20 years my senior, and with multiple successful exits, she saw something in that my family never did. Education comes in many forms, she told me. Some of the most successful people learn by doing, not by sitting in classrooms. With Eleanor's guidance, I launched American Artisans, an e-commerce platform that connected small American manufacturers with customers seeking locally made products. The timing was perfect, riding a wave of interest in supporting small businesses. My tiny apartment became my office. I worked from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. handling everything myself. Each 8 months, in a popular blogger feature, one of our partners Art and others flooded in. I worked 72 hours straight to keep up. I called my parents, excited to share my progress, but my father responded with cautious skepticism. "That's nice, honey, but it's probably just temporary. You can always go back to college when this thing runs its course." These words followed my determination to prove him wrong. The next 5 years were a blur of relentless growth. We grew from 27 partners to over 400 across the country. I hired 3 employees. Then 38, our annual revenue crossed the $1 million mark. But through it all, I kept my success quiet. Their initial discouragement had created a barrier I couldn't bring myself to cross. Despite the lukewarm support, I continued to help them financially. I anonymously paid my mother's $75,000 cancer treatment, gave my brother Michael family loan of $40,000 for his house down payment, and covered my sister Emily's $50,000 wedding cost after his fiancé lost his job. My family accepted the money, but never stopped treating me like the lucky college dropout. The created a painful internal conflict. As my dad's 65th birthday approached, I made a decision. It was time to be honest. The company was now valued at $20 million, and I was going to give my dad a fully funded retirement account. Surely this would finally end this suspect. I couldn't have been more wrong. The birthday dinner started pleasantly, but my career was never mentioned. When I finally found an opening to share the news about my company's $20 million valuation and our media features, the silence was deafening. My father was the first to speak, his tone dismissive. "What does that even mean, Sarah? These internet business use funny math of valuation," my brother Michael interrupted. "You got lucky with this online thing? But some of us have been building real careers with actual qualification." I felt my patience snap. I handed my dad the envelope with the retirement account documentation, and his face darkened. "What is that supposed to be? Some kind of charity?" He spat, dropping the papers. "We don't raise you through money around." The words hurt, but I pressed on. I just wanted to have the same way I help with mom's medical bills, Michael's house down payments, and Emily's wedding. My secret was out. My father's voice rose with each word. "You have been secretly paying for things, playing the big shot with your internet money. You are still just uneducated trash. We got lucky. Anyone can get lucky." The room fell silent. My mother gasped but said nothing. My father stood up, his napkin falling to the floor. "Get out of my house, you lowlife. Your money doesn't make you part of this family. We have standards." The words hit like physical blows. I stood, gathered my purse, and with as much dignity as I could muster, I said, "Happy birthday, Dad," and walked out. I drove back to my hotel, hands shaking, and wept. I owned a multi-million-dollar company, yet my own family's house was no longer open to me. All the financial help I had given now felt like a foolish attempt to buy approval I could never earn. In the sterile quiet of my hotel room, I called our therapist, Dr. Hayes, who helped me understand that my success had threatened their family heritage and traditional values. My financial assistant, rather than earning gratitude, had created resentment. A week after the disastrous dinner, my siblings texted trying to get me to move past this. Without any apology or acknowledgement of what was said, I didn't respond. I decided to prioritize self-respect over toxic family dynamics and made the beach house I'd purchased in Naples, Florida, my new home. 3 weeks into my new life, a local business journal published a feature on me. The article detailed my company's growth, our impact on American manufacturing, and my new entrepreneurship scholarship fund. The story spread, eventually reaching my hometown. My family inevitably discovered the full extent of my success. The first sign came from my mother's text. "Saw the article about your company. Very impressive, dear. Dad and are so proud." No mention of the harsh words or the rift, just a casual flame of pride that was notably absent when I needed it. My father's voicemail was equally disingenuous, calling his correlative misunderstanding. When they asked to visit, I acted, but set a condition. We needed to have an honest conversation about what happened. At a beachfront restaurant, I calmly confronted them. My father's apology was lukewarm, focused on his surprise rather than the harm he caused. My mother tried to minimize the situation by saying they just worried about my future without a degree. I told them that my future was here, built with 7 years of hard work, not luck, and that deserved respect. Later, As I showed them my home, I had a profound realization. Their approval no longer held power over me. I was proud of his home and the business that made it possible, regardless of their reaction. We reached a fragile understanding that day, a starting point rather than a confusion. The healing process was far from complete, but significant steps had been taken. I maintained limited contact, setting clear boundaries. My relationship with my siblings slowly evolved. While my new friend circle in Naples became the chosen family I had always wanted, I learned that my value isn't determined by others' perceptions, and that sometimes the most painful rejections lead to the most authentic and fulfilling paths forward.